Hey, welcome back. It's Neff for another broadcast of The Weekly. First article from Variety, and this is a good one. Alien Romulus trailer revives the franchise with facehuggers and more scares. Director Fede Alvarez wanted to restore series' handmade roots. This one is a really good one. I have seen the trailer, guys. I'm going to put the link to the trailer in the description of this video. It's an awesome trailer. I'm going to read a little more into this article and give you guys a little bit more details going into this. The first teaser trailer for Fede Alvarez's Alien Romulus released March 20th hints at a return to the same kinds of thrills that audiences experienced back in 1979 with Ridley Scott's Alien, and that James Cameron delivered in the 1986 follow-up Aliens, opening with a parade of spaceships reminiscent of the Nostromo and Sulaco. The clip offers a first look at its young cast, which features Kaylee Spaney as Priscilla and Isabella Merced, I believe that is. Madam Web. Of course, we saw her in Madam Web. If you guys did go see that, we talked about that. The crew navigates dimly lit hexagonal corridors, run from scurrying facehuggers, and deliver shrieks of fear that, despite the original film's tagline, "In space, no one can hear you scream," echo all too viscerally. So I'll leave the rest of that article in the description. It is a great article, and like I said, the trailer is going to be in the description. Please go watch it. I saw the trailer, loved the trailer, looks great. We talked about this on the podcast, the Popcorn Square podcast, of course, about Alien Romulus and what they were going to do. So some information that I did get access to was we believed and speculated that it was going to be a Hulu release, and it does say in the information that I have that it was going to be a Hulu release, but it looks like they have switched it to a theatrical release. So, my theory behind it is maybe the studio saw what really happened. And I mean, when I say the studio, I mean the studio that's really funding Aliens. I believe it's 20th Century Fox. Don't quote me on that. Of course, the same studio that does Predator. Maybe they saw the reaction to Prey that is on Hulu and was a Hulu original release film, and they said, you know what, let's take this right here and let's not put it on Hulu. Let's put it in the theaters and see what it can do. Because I feel personally that Prey was a decent film, and I feel like it would have did better in a theatrical release setting. And so I think with this, they're going to kind of correct that. But yeah, I saw the trailer. I thought the trailer was awesome. It is going to be in theater, I believe, in August. So yeah, that link is going to be in the description, guys. Please watch that. It's awesome. Doesn't give away too much. We've talked about that as well. Trailers giving away the whole plot of the movie. This trailer does a good job of keeping everything very mysterious and in the dark. No pun intended. Next article from Mashable. Rebel Moon Part 2. The Scargiver trailer promises a big space war. Light swords? This is awesome. Let's read a little more into this. And I watched this trailer as well. We talked about Rebel Moon here. The first Rebel Moon, of course, it was a Netflix original film directed by Zack Snyder. Decent film. It's all right. I've heard mixed reviews about it. It's not the best film in the world, but it is entertaining. There's a lot of elements that you've seen from other sci-fi movies that are, at play in this film. But we did get the second trailer. And when I say the second trailer, I mean the trailer for the second Rebel Moon. This is part 2. It's the first trailer officially. But I'll get back into this article. I'll read a little bit. The second part of Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon is almost here, and there's an action-packed trailer from Netflix to go with it. Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver, will pick up exactly where Part 1, A Child of Fire, left off on the planet Velt, following the battle between Admiral Atticus Noble and his Imperium troops and the newly established band of rebels, Cora, Nemesis, Titus, Gunnar, Tarek, Milius, and Darian Bloodaxe, who sacrificed himself in the battle with that giant leap. Not too many spoilers there, but if you guys haven't seen it, that article kind of gave away a spoiler at the end there. Anyway, back to the article. Yeah, cool little trailer. I watched the trailer, like I said, with Alien Romulus. I want to say this trailer came out maybe a day or two before the Alien Romulus trailer, but I thought the trailer was really action-packed. To me, it looks like they're really upping the ante with the visuals. We all know Zack Snyder's work, 300, Watchmen, Justice League. We know his work we know his signature. But yeah, it looks like they're really upping the ante with the action here. The trailer looks interesting, and I am going to watch the second part of Rebel Moon because I want to see where they go with this. I've also gotten some information from Buttons that there's going to possibly be a part 3 of Rebel Moon. So we'll see what happens with that. But part 2 has to come out. It is coming out in April on Netflix. I'll dig into the specific date on that, but I do know it is April. I think it's mid-April. So be on the lookout for that, especially if you were a fan of the first Rebel Moon film. Anyway, trailer for that. Link is going to be in the description as well. Last and final article for today's broadcast, guys. And this was a really interesting one as well. One you really think about as you see how kind of cinema is turning and film is turning in, I guess, a new age setting. Aaron Taylor Johnson, we've all had enough of studios churning out stuff that dilutes wanting to go to the cinema. I have to say the guy does have a point, and pretty notable actor. He's been in a couple things that I've seen. I believe he was the main actor in Kick-Ass. He's in Bullet Train with Brad Pitt. And I think he's going to be in Kraven, which is going to be another Sony Spider-Man universe-esque film that is coming out, I believe, either in the summer or early fall. I want to say it's going to be a summer release, but once again, don't quote me on that as well. But he is in Kraven, playing Kraven. Let's read more into this article. Aaron Taylor Johnson graces the latest cover of Rolling Stone UK ahead of what is going to be a busy rest of the year for the 33-year-old. He's got a supporting role in The Fall Guy. Be looking out for that in theaters May 3rd. From Warner Brothers, he's headlining the superhero movie Kraven the Hunter in theaters August 30th from Sony. So guys, you got the date there, August 30th. I was pretty close. And he's part of Robert Eggers' Nosferatu ensemble in theaters December 25th. From Focus Features, Kraven offers Taylor Johnson an opportunity to launch a new superhero franchise after a single appearance as Pietro Maximoff in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, courtesy of 2015's Avengers Age of Ultron. This is a quote from him. "I think there was something unique about this character and something grounded," Taylor Johnson told the publication about tackling Kraven. "We've all had enough of seeing certain studio films, a certain kind of pop culture where they're churning out stuff that dilutes wanting to go to the cinema. I wouldn't have signed on to it if I had felt there wasn't something to really bring to life with this character." So yeah, I think the guy has a point here, and he's actually in the world of cinema. He is an actor, and he's getting a lot of films. This guy's schedule is pretty packed. You can see that he's really working hard on his craft. So yeah, I think what he's saying is true, and we've talked about this before. I think the sentiment is one of truth, and one that a lot of people that are into cinema, film, television can agree with here. We've seen it with Star Wars, Lucasfilms, and Disney. We've seen it with Marvel. You see what I'm saying here? We've seen it all around the board. People are kind of just looking at the cinema universe and saying, hey, it's like, dude, we're getting tired of the same stuff, the same reboots, the same remakes, everything just around the board. It's not a lot of originality anymore. The acting isn't really that good, in particularly. The movies aren't that good. And so all this stuff kind of comes down eventually, and you actually have to look at it for what it is. And I think he's actually being really honest about it. And I think he's saying a lot of things that actually people do feel. But it's interesting that he's saying it within Hollywood as he's getting acting roles. You don't really see a lot of actors saying stuff like that. So I thought it was a real interesting take from him. And I thought that was a real cool article as well. The rest of that article is going to be in the description. I advise you guys to go read that one as well. But I agree with what he's saying. And I think, a lot of it, it's funny enough, like ironic, he's playing in a superhero movie, even though Kraven's not really a superhero. He's kind of like a villain within the Spider-Man universe, but he's he's delving into that arena of like the superhero-esque, comic book-esque characters. And it's just interesting that he's actually talking about this type of dilution and I guess boredom that you're seeing in cinema. And really the superhero movies are kind of the catalyst of that type of boredom right now. So I just think it's interesting that he spoke on that. But anyway, like I said, that article is going to be in the description. That's going to do it for this broadcast, guys. Popcorn Square Mondays and Fridays. Be on the lookout for that. We are going to have episode 23 and 24 coming up. And you are going to get another broadcast of the weekly very soon. Will it come Wednesday? Maybe. It might come earlier than Wednesday. It depends what's coming out in the news. A lot of good stuff recently. So yeah, check out all the articles. Please watch all the trailers. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. I want to see you guys interact with these videos a lot more, and I want to hear what you guys say about these trailers, because I thought the trailers were pretty decent. So watch those, read the articles, let me know what you think. It is Neff signing off. Be safe.